Today, I want to talk about something that has intrigued humanity for centuries, the pursuit of wealth and prosperity. From ancient philosophers to modern-day entrepreneurs, we've all asked the same question in different ways. What's the secret? What's the shortcut? What's the cheat code to success? Now, before we go any further, let me be clear. Real success, sustainable wealth, true prosperity doesn't come from tricks or get-rich-quick schemes. But just like in a game, there is a way to understand the system, leverage the rules, and accelerate your growth. And that, my friends, is what I call the cheat code. So, what is this cheat code? It's not a hidden button. It's not buried treasure. It's not even a secret only the rich know. It's this: value creation plus discipline plus strategic leverage equals wealth and prosperity. Wealth begins with value creation because, at its core, money is simply a representation of value exchanged. Every dollar earned in a marketplace is tied to some form of service, product, or solution that met a need or solved a problem for someone else. This concept is so simple that it's often overlooked. People chase money, fame, or status, but they forget that these are byproducts of doing something meaningful for others. If you want to build real, lasting wealth, you must first learn how to create value. Creating value doesn't always mean inventing the next big thing or coming up with a revolutionary product. It can be as straightforward as being dependable in your job, providing excellent customer service, or solving a recurring problem in a unique way. The scope and scale of the value you provide determine the scope and scale of the wealth you can build. Think about the most successful entrepreneurs, creators, or professionals in the world. What they all have in common is that they created something people wanted, needed, or loved. They focused not on chasing money, but on filling a gap or improving lives in some way. One of the most empowering things about this principle is that it applies to everyone, no matter your background or resources. You don't need to be born into wealth to create value. You don't need an elite education or a huge network. What you need is the mindset of service, looking for ways to help others, solve problems, and make life easier or better for people around you. This might mean learning a skill that's in demand, building a product that people are searching for, or starting a business that provides an efficient solution. Value creation is the foundation of entrepreneurship, but it also applies in traditional careers. If you work within a company, your income and your growth potential are directly linked to the value you bring to the team or organization. If you want to earn more, start by asking yourself, how can I solve bigger problems? How can I take on more responsibility? How can I make my work more impactful? When you think this way, you position yourself as indispensable, and that naturally leads to greater opportunity and financial reward. It's also important to understand that value is subjective. What one person finds incredibly valuable, another may not care about at all. This is why understanding your target audience or market is crucial. The most successful creators and entrepreneurs are those who deeply understand the needs, desires, and pain points of their audience. They don't guess what people want, they listen, observe, test, and refine. They stay close to the people they serve and evolve with them. Another powerful aspect of value creation is that it often compounds. The more value you create, the more people trust you, follow you, and refer others to you. That trust becomes an asset in itself. Over time, you build a reputation, a brand, a network, all of which are forms of leverage that can amplify your future efforts. What starts as a single product, post, or project can evolve into a full-fledged business, movement, or legacy if it's rooted in real value. The path to wealth is not mysterious or exclusive. It's built on the principle that the world pays those who serve it well. If you dedicate yourself to identifying problems, helping others, and continuously improving the value you bring, wealth is not just possible, it's inevitable. Money chases value. So if you want more of it, the most effective thing you can do is become obsessed with creating value wherever you go. Discipline is the silent engine behind every story of long-term prosperity. While value creation may open the door to wealth, discipline is what keeps it open and allows wealth to grow, compound, and be preserved over time. Without discipline, even the most brilliant ideas or the biggest financial windfalls can be lost. This principle is easy to overlook in a world obsessed with speed and instant gratification, but it remains a timeless truth. Wealth that is not managed with discipline will not last. Prosperity, in its true form, is more than just a bank balance. It's a state of stability, freedom, and sustained growth. And that kind of prosperity requires consistency in how we make decisions, manage time, and respond to challenges. Discipline is what keeps a person focused when distractions tempt them to deviate. It's what pushes someone to save and invest instead of spend impulsively. It's what motivates them to keep learning, working, and growing even when there's no immediate reward in sight. One of the clearest examples of discipline in action is financial management. Many people believe that making more money is the solution to their problems, but the truth is, without the discipline to manage that money wisely, more income can lead to more problems. There are countless stories of people who earned millions only to lose it all because they lacked the habits to preserve and grow their wealth. Discipline in budgeting, saving, investing, and avoiding unnecessary debt creates a foundation that can support prosperity for years, even generations. The same is true in personal development and career growth. Success is rarely about talent alone. In most fields, the people who rise to the top are not necessarily the smartest or most gifted, but those who consistently put in the work. They show up early, stay late, and stay committed to improvement even when no one is watching. This kind of discipline creates momentum. Over time, the results of daily, disciplined effort compound just like interest on an investment. A person who reads 10 pages of a book every day or learns a new skill for 30 minutes daily will be in a dramatically different place in a year compared to someone who waits for motivation to strike. Discipline also plays a vital role in emotional control and decision-making. The ability to delay gratification, to choose long-term gain over short-term pleasure, is one of the strongest indicators of success in life and business. This trait, often described as emotional discipline, allows individuals to remain calm in crises, avoid rash decisions, and focus on what truly matters. It's the reason some people keep building and growing while others give up at the first sign of adversity. Discipline breeds trust both from others and within yourself. When you're consistent, people learn they can count on you. That reliability opens doors to leadership, partnerships, and new opportunities. Internally, every act of discipline builds self-respect. The more often you keep your word to yourself, the more confidence you develop in your own abilities, and that confidence becomes a powerful tool in pursuing greater goals. In a world full of distractions, shortcuts, and noise, discipline is a quiet superpower. It's not flashy and it's not always fun, but it's effective. The people who understand this and make discipline a way of life are the ones who turn momentary success into lasting prosperity. They don't just rise, they stay there, because they've built their lives not on emotion or luck, but on habits, principles, and the discipline to stay the course no matter what comes, and that is the real secret to sustained wealth and prosperity. Strategic leverage is one of the most powerful principles in the pursuit of wealth and prosperity. It allows individuals to multiply their impact, achieve more with less effort, and grow beyond the limitations of time, energy, or individual capacity. While hard work and discipline form the backbone of success, leverage is the force that accelerates it. It's what turns a good idea into a scalable business, a single voice into a global movement, and a simple tool into a platform for transformation. Leverage, in its simplest form, means using resources, whether people, tools, technology, systems, or capital, to amplify your results. Imagine trying to lift a heavy object with your bare hands. You might struggle and even fail. But use a lever, and suddenly, with a small amount of effort, you can move something 10 times your strength. That's the essence of leverage in life and business. It's not about how hard you work, but how smartly you apply your effort through the right channels. One of the most common forms of leverage today is technology. We live in an era where a single piece of content, a video, a blog post, or a product listing can reach thousands, even millions, of people instantly. In the past, reaching that many people would have required massive resources, a team of marketers, or expensive advertising. Now, a person with a smartphone and an internet connection has the potential to influence, educate, and sell to a global audience. That's unprecedented power, and those who understand how to use it effectively can multiply their impact with minimal cost. Another form of leverage is systems and automation. Businesses that rely entirely on manual effort are limited by the number of hours in a day. But when systems are put in place for customer service, marketing, sales, or operations, work continues even when the founder is asleep or on vacation. Automation, whether through software or workflows, frees up time and energy for more strategic decisions. It turns repeatable tasks into self-running processes, enabling growth without burnout. People are also a crucial source of leverage. No great enterprise has ever been built alone. The most successful individuals and companies know how to delegate, collaborate, and build teams that extend their reach. Hiring the right people, empowering them with the right tools, and creating a culture of ownership and innovation can dramatically increase what's possible. When tasks are shared among a team, not only is more accomplished, but diverse strengths and perspectives lead to better solutions and faster progress. Capital is another powerful lever. Money, when used strategically, can buy time, expertise, or assets that generate even more value. Investing in equipment, advertising, training, or scalable infrastructure allows individuals and businesses to grow far beyond what they could do organically. However, capital without strategy can be wasted. That's why it's called strategic leverage. The key is not just using resources, but using them wisely. Strategic leverage is also about recognizing opportunities and timing. It's about knowing where your unique effort will produce the greatest return. Instead of spreading energy thin, it means concentrating effort where it matters most and then letting leverage do the rest. This could mean focusing on a niche market, building a key partnership, or scaling a successful product line rather than starting something new from scratch. Strategic leverage transforms the path to prosperity from a slow climb into an exponential curve. It doesn't replace hard work or discipline, but it maximizes their effect. It enables individuals to build assets that work for them: businesses, content, investments, relationships, so they are not constantly trading time for money. Those who understand and apply leverage can grow faster, scale broader, and achieve more freedom. In the pursuit of wealth and prosperity, leverage isn't optional, it's essential. Consistency is one of the most underrated and powerful forces behind long-term success and prosperity. While talent can give someone a head start, it is consistency that determines how far and how fast they go. Talent might help you win a race, but consistency is what keeps you in the game day after day, year after year. In a world that often celebrates overnight success and viral moments, It's easy to overlook the steady grind, but the truth is simple. Those who show up every day, do the work, and stick to the process will outperform those who rely solely on natural ability. Talent is not meaningless. It gives people an edge in certain areas. Some people may have a knack for numbers, natural charisma, artistic flair, or physical gifts. But without consistency, even the most gifted individuals fail to reach their potential. Think about the countless stories of talented people who never achieved greatness because they lacked discipline or gave up too early. On the other hand, history is filled with examples of average individuals who reached extraordinary heights simply because they kept going when others stopped. Consistency builds habits, and habits, over time, become identity. When you do something repeatedly, whether it's practicing your craft, learning a skill, exercising, or managing your money, you improve gradually, often imperceptibly at first. But those small gains add up. Over months and years, the cumulative effect of consistent effort leads to mastery. This compounding growth is invisible in the beginning, which is why many people give up too early. But the ones who trust the process, who continue to improve by just 1% each day, eventually rise far above the rest. One of the key reasons consistency beats talent is because it builds trust in yourself and in others. When you're consistent, people know they can rely on you, employers trust you, clients stay loyal, opportunities come your way because you're seen as dependable. More importantly, you begin to trust yourself. Every day you follow through on your goals, you strengthen your belief in your own abilities. That self-confidence becomes fuel for greater action and ambition. Consistency also creates momentum. In the beginning, starting anything new is hard. You have to push yourself. You face resistance, uncertainty, and discomfort. But the more consistent you are, the more momentum you build. Over time, what once required effort becomes second nature. The habits that once felt difficult begin to support you automatically. This is when you start to feel the power of discipline working for you instead of against you. Moreover, consistency creates resilience. It teaches you to keep going despite failure, boredom, or lack of recognition. Many people quit when things get tough or when results don't come quickly. But consistent people understand that setbacks are part of the journey. They don't expect perfection, they expect progress. They keep moving forward even when it's hard, and that persistence often opens doors that talent alone could never reach. In business, in art, in personal growth, those who are consistent often outlast and outperform those who are merely talented. The musician who practices every day will eventually surpass the naturally gifted performer who practices only when inspired. The entrepreneur who works steadily on their business each day will grow further than the one who waits for the perfect idea. Success is not about doing something amazing once, it's about doing the right things repeatedly until they produce results. In the long run, consistency transforms ordinary people into extraordinary performers. It builds discipline, trust, momentum, and resilience, qualities that matter far more than raw talent. Talent might open the door, but it's consistency that helps you walk through it and keep going. If you want to build real wealth, prosperity, or success in any area of life, the best thing you can do is show up not once, not occasionally, but every single day. Mindset is the most powerful cheat code available in the pursuit of wealth, prosperity, and success. It shapes how we view the world, how we approach challenges, and how we respond to the opportunities that come our way. While there are countless strategies and tactics for achieving financial and personal success, the one factor that truly determines whether we'll succeed or not is the mindset we adopt. The right mindset can turn obstacles into stepping stones, transform setbacks into lessons, and make every failure a temporary detour on the path to success. The power of mindset lies in the way it influences how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. A growth mind set the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning is the foundation of success. It's the mindset that allows individuals to embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, and find opportunities where others see roadblocks. With a growth mindset, failure isn't an end, it's simply a learning experience. Instead of feeling defeated by setbacks, people with this mindset ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I improve?" On the other hand, a fixed mindset, the belief that talents and intelligence are static, limits progress. People with a fixed mindset may avoid challenges, give up easily, or see effort as futile because they believe their abilities are predetermined. They often see failure as a reflection of their inadequacy rather than an opportunity for growth. In this way, the wrong mindset can be the biggest barrier to success, even more so than a lack of talent or resources. No matter how much potential you have, if you believe you are incapable of growing or changing, you limit your chances of success. Mindset is also crucial when it comes to how we handle adversity. Life, business, and the pursuit of wealth are filled with ups and downs, and it's not the challenges that determine our success, it's how we respond to them. A resilient mindset allows us to maintain focus and determination even when things don't go according to plan. Those with a resilient mindset understand that setbacks are part of the process and are often temporary. They don't get bogged down by short-term difficulties because they know that persistence and consistent effort will eventually yield results. Another key aspect of mindset is the ability to focus on solutions rather than problems. Those with a positive and proactive mindset approach challenges with curiosity, asking themselves, "How can I solve this?" instead of "Why did this happen to me?" This shift in thinking helps move people out of a victim mentality and into a problem-solving mode. When you stop dwelling on what's wrong and start focusing on what can be done to improve the situation, you begin to take control of your circumstances rather than letting them control you. Success also depends on having an abundance mind. Set the belief that there is enough success, money, and opportunity for everyone. People with an abundance mindset are generous, collaborative, and supportive of others because they believe that helping others achieve their goals doesn't diminish their own. In contrast, a scarcity mindset, where you believe that resources are limited and you must compete with others to succeed, leads to fear, greed, and distrust. The abundance mindset opens the door to opportunities, partnerships, and networks that the scarcity mindset would close off. It fosters a sense of community and shared success, which creates a more fulfilling and sustainable path to prosperity. One of the most powerful ways mindset influences success is through the concept of self-belief. Your mindset shapes how much you believe in your own potential, and self-belief is the fuel for taking action. Without it, even the best strategies will fall short because fear and self-doubt will prevent you from taking the necessary risks or making the bold moves required for success. People who believe in their ability to succeed are more likely to take calculated risks, push through discomfort, and ultimately achieve their goals. This belief isn't something you're born with. It's something you can cultivate through positive self-talk, visualization, and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. The truth is, mindset is not a fixed trait. It can be cultivated, strengthened, and transformed over time. It requires constant self-reflection, learning, and adaptation. But once you adopt the mindset of growth, resilience, abundance, and self-belief, you've unlocked the most powerful tool for success. With the right mindset, challenges become opportunities, setbacks become lessons, and prosperity becomes inevitable. This is the real cheat code, because when you control your mindset, you control your destiny. Anyone can use the code to wealth and prosperity, because the principles that lead to success are not reserved for a select few. In the past, access to wealth was often limited by factors such as birthright, education, or social status. But today, the landscape has dramatically changed. The tools, resources, and opportunities that were once available only to the privileged are now accessible to anyone with the right mindset and determination. Technology, information, and a globalized economy have democratized success, making it possible for virtually anyone to apply the cheat code to prosperity. The idea that success is for some people, but not for me, is a limiting belief that holds many back. People often look at those who are wealthy or successful and think that they must have had some unique advantage, a special education, a rich family, or a lucky break. While those factors can certainly play a role, they are not the determining ones. The truth is, success is a product of certain actions and mindset, all of which are available to anyone, regardless of their background or circumstances. At the core of this idea is the principle of value creation. Creating value doesn't require being born with special talents or connections. It requires identifying a need, finding a solution, and being persistent in providing that solution. Whether you're an artist creating music, a tech entrepreneur building an app, or a small business owner providing a service, the ability to solve problems and provide value is what leads to wealth and success. The Internet, in particular, has made it easier than ever to create value. With minimal resources, individuals can now reach a global audience, share their knowledge, and build businesses around their expertise. The growth mindset is another element that makes the code to prosperity accessible to anyone. Those who embrace a growth mindset believe that their abilities and intelligence can be developed over time through hard work, perseverance, and learning. This mindset opens the door to continuous improvement. Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," or "I don't have what it takes," people with a growth mindset approach challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. This belief in the ability to improve over time is fundamental to success. No one starts out as an expert, but through consistent effort, anyone can develop the skills, knowledge, and experience necessary to succeed. The principle of discipline is a universal code. It doesn't matter where you come from or what you're trying to achieve. If you are consistent, focused, and determined, you will make progress. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and not giving up when things get tough. Discipline might be the most egalitarian trait of all, as anyone, no matter their starting point, can choose to cultivate it. It's not a talent that you're born with, it's a habit you can develop over time. Whether you're working on a personal project, building a business, or advancing in your career, discipline is the driving force that turns aspirations into reality. Leverage is another key concept in this code that anyone can utilize. Leverage refers to using resources, time, money, technology, or people to magnify your efforts. In the past, leveraging capital or technology required significant resources or connections, but today, that's no longer the case. Anyone with access to the Internet can leverage platforms like social media, e-commerce, and digital marketing to build an audience, sell products, and create passive income streams. This type of leverage allows anyone, regardless of their financial situation, to build something meaningful and profitable. You don't need to have millions in the bank to scale your efforts with the right tools and strategies. You can multiply your impact and results without having to start with an overwhelming investment of time or money. Perhaps most importantly, the code to wealth and prosperity is built on the belief that everyone deserves the opportunity to succeed. No matter your background, age, gender, or financial situation, the rules that govern prosperity are available to all. The landscape has changed, and the barriers that once made success feel out of reach are no longer as rigid. People from all walks of life are using the internet, self-education, and their networks to build businesses, create wealth, and live on their own terms. There are more resources and support networks than ever before for those willing to take the first step. Success doesn't require extraordinary talent, wealth, or privilege. It requires applying the right principles, value creation, a growth mindset, discipline, leverage, and resilience. Anyone, regardless of where they start, can use the code. With determination, focus, and a willingness to learn and grow, the path to wealth and prosperity is open to anyone. The only thing standing between you and your dreams is the decision to take action and the belief that you can make it happen.